Fargo Fun. I'm Conrad Fargo. This is the Fargo Five. We're here with Sue Skavlem, and we are talking about the impossible. I just said last segment, impossible task force. That's wrong. Although maybe you can still get that. I don't know. That domain might be available. It's the Impossible Task Squad.
We're all about that squad.
And the squad, and that is debuting.
It is.
When?
It's
when is
starting
that?
October 13th because we thought, why not
Spooky.
Start something on a spooky day? Especially because Impossible Tasks can be scary. And so then we're like, we'll just plan with it. Plan with it.
Spooky. Okay. And so tell me about the Impossible Task Squad.
So it's something new that we're starting in the community. And right now we're going to do it just as a live community event. It's going to be it's going to be every Friday starting this Friday the 13th. And we are starting it as a group, kind of like a mix between like Venn diagram, between networking, but not like a scary networking.
Well,
you can bring your business cards if you want to, but
I do a lot of networking.
It's mostly going to be the networking where you're like, hey, here's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a potential place for you to meet your best friends. If you don't already have best friends, which you might already have them.
So what time on Friday is this?
It is at 11:30.
Wow. Okay.
And it's going to be for an hour and a half at the Caribou on 13th Avenue in West Fargo.
The one in front of the old Gordemans there.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm a transplant. I don't know what it is.
Well, it still says it's a Halloween place now, over kind of near Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Across the street from like Lowe's.
Sure. All of those things.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that's because I do the Caribou on 25th Street all the time. So
this is on 13th.
So it is or isn't a networking group?
It's mostly about finding ways and support for your own impossible tasks. And so whether it looks like, hey, I'm trying to figure out how to keep my house clean, or hey, I am stuck in my career and I don't know where I want to pivot, and I've got this one project holding me back. Who can help me with this? Okay. And so it's more of like I don't know if you've ever been a part of a brainstorming group or an ideation group.
Mastermind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more of that feel.
Okay.
And so we like to tell people the group is free, the coffee is extra, and just come with like an open mind. And yes, please bring your business cards, but come with an impossible task and be ready for some real like brainstorming.
Have you had a lot of feedback? Do you have an idea of how many people you're going to have?
Right now it's probably anywhere between 8 and 20.
Yeah.
I know that's like a huge
It's really,
difference,
I mean, when you put on an event on Facebook, it's
because
really,
it's the
really
launch,
tough.
We're not really sure. Yeah. But we've had a great year so far with UFTA Academy, and this group is maybe a little bit more accessible. Our UFTA classes are like $300 a class. Okay. So we kept those like classes fairly small. Yeah. And those were also in person, and people were like, why was nobody doing this before? Yeah. Because you can get so many things online, Conrad, but like in-person training that is not just like hey, I got a lot of information and I don't know how to apply it, and I'm not sure what was the third and fourth step were. I remember the like 1, 2, and 5. So it's one of those, like, our whole idea behind UFTA is see it, do it, share it. So you see an example and then you do it right away, and then you share it right away in class, and you get instant feedback. And so you get like that high of like, I did it. Yeah. And it's, as you know, it's easier to remember information that you have an emotion tied to. And
so who's your like, what kind of people? So I do a lot because I do a lot of networking. Sure. So I mean, in the networking game in Fargo, have you been through the circuits? Have you been to all the BNIs and master networks? And
I've been through a few of them, and thank you to everyone who has invited me, and I've turned you down. It's not that I don't want to be a part of your networking group; it's that I don't have time. I'm a toddler mom. So just trying to balance work and life and all of that. Yeah. My co-founder Tammy, is the one who is going to be leading the networking group. So yes, it's a networking group. No, it doesn't look like any other one out there. And our target market is anyone in business who has an impossible task.
Okay, so you are looking for business professionals specifically.
We are specifically.
Okay.
Now, if you are, a mom and you have a side business, yes, please come. You are in business.
Okay.
Like that, you are our target market just as much as somebody who's a CEO.
So something that I've seen as a differentiator when it comes to networking, and maybe a taboo topic to bring up, but multi-level marketing. Is that
sure.
something where we're trying to sometimes we're trying to avoid those kinds of people, or you're open to kind of anybody and everyone who wants to come?
That is a really good question. I have not talked to my co-founder about that. I would say if that is your primary source and you are looking at our group as like a target for selling, then no.
Yeah.
If it's your primary source and you're wondering what is out there instead of just
So
MLM,
this is it's more like a mastermind. It's not
Absolutely.
like, hey, let's share referrals and sales,
no.
kind of a networking
It's like
group.
that brainstorming, like I've got a problem.
Yeah.
Do you have a solution?
Yeah.
Or I'm just here because I'm discouraged and I feel stuck.
Yeah.
And
that's very cool.
That's what we're here for.
So I run on Fridays. I run Small Business Connect.
Oh, awesome.
when it's similar to that, but we're actually more of a sales and referral.
Okay, that's fair.
But we half the time we spend doing tidbits and stuff like that. So
Very cool.
it sounds like on a spectrum from mastermind to networking,
Yeah,
we're
just kind of
closer
in
to the
between.
mastermind.
Yep.
But you're closer to the mastermind.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
I
you
like
and I,
that.
you and I have a lot of overlap.
We do have a lot of overlap. It's cool.
Definitely looking forward to our future collaborations. Coming up next, we've got Spanish Castle Magic by Jimi Hendrix, and we'll be back with our frequently asked questions. Don't go nowhere.